Here we go, 1-1 it is in the series. We're going to have fun today. Darren Gang is alongside me. Good afternoon, Darren.
Afternoon to you. It'll be remiss of me if I didn't express deepest sympathy to the family of Gulam Raja. The chance of looking at his WhatsApp picture this morning, and the message there was very synonymous with him as a man. And it said, our days are happier when we give people a bit of our heart rather than a piece of our mind. That's exactly how he lived.
On strike at the moment, Quinton Kock. It's his 50th T20 game today. There's David Miller with a big smile on his face, handing over a special cap for Quinton. Smile on Quinton's face as well, which is what we all want to see. We hadn't seen that for a couple of months, and we're seeing it now, and he's playing so much better. He'll be very keen to get South Africa off to a smart start. Now that's gone over the top of the keeper. That boundary line is not all that far away, but it is going to be trapped. And a couple of the results.
Good work, buddy. Good stuff, guys.
Expected in T20 cricket. Openers are usually risk takers. They don't have a lot of time to get themselves going. They try to capitalize on the power play overs. Little bit of extra bounce from Obed McCoy.
Not quite out of the middle to the man at mid-on. He knows that as well with that slap of the bat from the Kock. I think just to finish on Gulam Raja, I mean, the players thought he was more of a friend, a really good friend and a mentor rather than a manager. And I think most importantly about him, he was just a really, really nice guy. Good short ball. Nicely bowled by McCoy.
There are a couple of things I'm looking forward to in this T20 international between the West Indies and South Africa. One, how both teams bat through that middle phase of the innings. That will be significant. Both teams, they haven't played that period of the game well with the bats. A couple changes indicating that there will be new personnel in that middle order. Aiden Markram gets a chance.
Oh, he's going to have to bowl that one again. That's going to scoot away for a unforced error as well. Nice little bonus runs.
Was it over the waist? Surely. So that will be a first warning to Obed McCoy.
And a free hit. So he was going nicely up until then. Just a couple of runs off the over with one ball to go. Now it's 7. And a free hit to one of the most dangerous players around. Beaten by the slower ball. That's pretty gutsy to bowl that. 7 for none. So Aiden Markram is in. I might have actually gone for perhaps another one. I might have brought Verreynne in for de Kock. I mean, he's a certain to play in the World Cup, and that's what it's all about. Obviously winning this tournament, but also giving guys an opportunity and finding how good they are. And he's a keeper also. I might have also given a sideline for Ngidi after getting some serious tap in the first 2 games and given Lazard Williams a bit of a run. 2 changes for the West Indies, Darren.
And I agree with them. Shimron Hetmyer, a real match winner in this format. From a West Indian standpoint, play of his caliber. is someone that should be playing once he's available. Look at the pitch. Very similar to the pitches that we've experienced in this T20 International Series. Bereft of live grass.
Spinners will like that. A couple of areas around the place that will provide some purchase for Shamsi and Linda, who bowled so brilliantly in the last game. There's Hetmeyer, no doubt enjoying some time in the sun. Jason Holt will be pretty keen to put in a really good solid first over in particular after the last couple of games.
Skillful bowler, Obed McCoy, and he's using one of his strengths. And that slow delivery we've seen throughout this series. Just saying with Shimron Hetmeyer, this is the first match he's playing in this series. He missed the entire Sri Lankan series, both ODIs, T20 internationals, test match cricket. He will want to make a statement.
Leg side. Easily put away just to keep that strike ticking over.
I'm sure today we'll see Hetmeyer bat at number 3. And I also think the West Indies has an opportunity to probably use him as an opener as well. Number 3, very similar to the role that a number 1 and number 2 will play in T20 cricket. This gives a different sort of outlook to this West Indies team if he does that.
That's a full toss, and he's hit it straight to the man at deep backward square. There are 2 behind square on the leg side. That is not the biggest boundary down there, so he'll feel he might have missed out a little bit. Quinton de Kock.
And I say that about Shimron Hetmeyer because Chris Gayle has a lot of value batting at number 3. Just not getting it in the block hole. He was aiming for the Yorker, got it full. Luckily for him, there was a fielder in that deep backward square position. But there's a high value on being unpredictable as a team in T20 cricket, not letting your opposition know what your game plan is. And with changes in personnel in different stages of the innings.
Short ball, and that's away for a boundary. So that's exactly where Holder didn't want to bowl with the field placing he had for that last ball. So that's a good one for South Africa. 8 from it, 15 for none. So with the addition of Markram today, they do have a 6th bowler with a bit of off spin. So the 3 quicks, the 2 spinners, and an option of a 6. This is the last ball from the last over, which was easily put away by Hendricks. Been in good nick, Reza Hendricks. Nice to see him back. He's a free-flowing player after missing that series against Pakistan. Andre Russell now into the attack. That was a nice sound off the bat. That's gone against the wind, and that's gone a long, long way for Sex. Welcome to the crease.
Well, hello, Quinton de Kock. In a typically aggressive mood at the top of the innings for South Africa. This is like giving candy to a baby. Length delivery allows him to swing to his natural side. Up, up, and away.
So we all know how important these power plays are, and I think that both the teams have done a really good job in the power plays. Batting power plays at the top so far. Two really good games in respect that the South African side didn't score enough runs in the first game. The West Indies played superbly. And the second game, South Africa scored a few more, but then bowled beautifully, particularly the spinners. Rabada getting wickets as well. So they've been nice games, nice performance games. We haven't had a thriller yet. I know that you're predicting a thriller for today, Darren. Oh, it's leg side, and that's whipped away for another one. 10 off the first two.
Just have a funny feeling that Andre Russell was looking at Quinton de Kock, trying to give himself room to hit through the offside. He followed him. And because of the form that we've seen from de Kock in the Test Series first and now in the T20s, he's able to get bat on this one. It's another boundary.
He's not going to be messing around today. Mind you, does he ever mess around?
Sometimes when he's being interviewed, Mike.
Yeah, good point. Very, very good point. What did he say? I don't know. Ask the coaches. Ask him why he played so well. By the way, the West Indies have won every single toss so far in this tour. Won 2 tosses during the tests, and have won the 3 tosses so far. It's good work from Reza Hendricks. Now, his job is quite interesting, Reza Hendricks. He's a naturally aggressive player. He's not going to change his game at all, and he's a free-flowing player, which is great to see when he's flying. But he's got a bloke at the other end. He knows if he gets him on strike, then it's going to continue. So if he can't get those boundaries, just turns it over for one, and then suddenly he's going to be there. That smile will come because you see de Kock at the other end hit a couple of boundaries. 800 runs now for Reza in T20 internationals. Oh, that's clever. Goodness me, that's clever. That is really good work from de Kock.
This guy just overflows with natural ability. Doesn't look mechanical at all as a batsman. He responds to the ball. Just see ball, react it, and he does it well on that occasion.
I love the little glance back towards the bowler or to his partner maybe.
There's one thing you'll get with Quinton de Kock. He will never be overthinking in a situation.
There have been many champion elite sportsmen who have been best when they haven't done that. Just go about their normal skills. Tries to dent the pitch. In the middle, does big Andre Russell. He's eventually up, so that's okay. 31 for none.
That's work, yeah, guys. That's work.
Look at the stump cam. Tumble. Good thing about that, I suppose, he didn't put anything extra on his knee. A nice little tumble there. He did take a little bit of time to get up and just hobbled around a fraction. Sinclair now into the attack. 16 runs off Andre Russell's first over. Going nicely, South Africa, 31 off the first 3.
Mike, you asking Temba Bavuma about his single over spells. You're seeing a similar approach by Karen Pollard. So far, 4 bowlers being used.
Yeah, he had 11 one over or single over spells, if you like, in when he was captain in the first game. Did Bavuma.
Come boys, a little flat, yeah.
So he's certainly
Come on,
swapping
come on.
around the bowlers. Some of the guys are getting tapped, but no chance for the guys whatsoever to get settled as part of the T20 game. Got to be ready. At one stage, it looked like he was following a similar pattern at the start of the innings.
I also feel captains use that approach because they want to prime their bowlers, not wait to bowl a full complement of 4 to the back end of the innings. It's always good to see where a bowler's form is at early in a game so you can gauge options later on.
Oh, that's away, and that's 4. A couple of loose balls around the place. They don't seem to be in tune today, the West Indies.
What was so brilliant about this shot is he kept his hands very low, just swiveled on it. A clear intent to keep it down and not take the aerial route. Found the gap in the way as well.
Better. Yeah, I think those one-over spells, I'm not a big rap for them personally. I know there are reasons why they are used, particularly with a spinner right at the top, for example, and I know that a spinner in the middle every now and then can certainly help. Beautifully played, backing away. Outfield's on the faster side, and that's gone for 4. This is really good batting from South Africa. Good footwork from Reza Hendricks.
Already 6 boundaries in the innings. 5 fours, 1 6. That shot was all about placement and timing. Just goes to show there are different options available to you as a batsman in T20 cricket to score runs, and only about power.
Another good over for the visitors, 11 runs from that over. Sinclair's first, 42 for none.
Yeah.
42 without loss. Wicketless so far, all bowlers use.
Andre Russell, by the way, is heading towards the change room. McCoy. There is a man back there, and he has taken the catch. Backward a square he was, straight down his throat, and that is a big wicket. Need to break that stand. That's what the West Indies wanted to do. Check that opening partnership.
As you would say, Mike, Fabian Allen is safe as houses. Had to run around to his right, but judged it nicely. He didn't move too early, waited, watched, got in position, and completed a fine catch. First wicket for the West Indies and for Obed McCoy. Hendricks goes for 17. It's 42 for 1.
Here comes the captain at number 3. Played very well a couple of days ago with Temba Bavuma. Disappointed when he got out in the mid-40s. Average of 35, that's pretty tidy stuff. Hasn't played a whole host of T20 internationals.
Pollard opting for more pace in the power play overs as against spin. Working nicely, anticipating a little extra bounce, zip off the wicket as well. That second T20 international, they used 3 overs of spin in the first 6. Only 1 so far. Used by Karen Pollard.
Be surprised if Miller's got a bit of a rise in the order today. Missed out in the first couple of games, and he might get a good go today, and someone they want to get to bat quite a bit of the T20 game.
Funny you mentioned that, Mike, in terms of the possible promotion for David Miller. Is it really about batting position, or is it more about remaining overs?
I think with David Miller, it's actually about batting position. David Miller's one of those guys who likes to get in there as much as he can, and he's not a blazer right from the word go. There are some guys, such as Andre Russell, for example, comes to mind straight away, who likes to come at a set time. There were other batsmen over the last little while who prefer to do that as well. Some talk that David Miller might come at number 4 today. Rassie van der Dussen's done a very good job in the first game, and they know what Rassie's going to bring to the party.
Yeah, David Miller batted at number 4 in the second T20 international. Didn't get a lot of runs, 11 from 10. He was followed by Rassie van der Dussen and Rick Clarkson, batted at number 6.
And Miller had a chance in that second one, came in at over number 11. And I think they've got to find out who is their guy, who's their Lance Klusner back in '99, who's their finisher, who's going to really do a job. They haven't got someone who's a natural finisher. They've got to find out who that guy is.
Well, they need Quinton de Kock to bat all the way through.
That could work nicely. I will just mention again that there are, well, in conversation that I had with an interview with Temba Bavuma, there's that back of the handball again. He said that there are conversations with Faf du Plessis, so I would expect that Faf is going to be in the lineup for that World T20. Fine T20 cricketer, and he wants to play for South Africa.
Well, he will be playing in the Caribbean Premier League, which starts in August for the St. Lucia Zouks. Faf du Plessis.
Oh, he's hit that straight up. Who wants this? Might be a collision. No, is there a loud call? Oh, it's a very, very good catch. That is a fine catch. Really good work. Loud call. Other fielders got out the way, and the catch was taken in the end quite comfortably. Hetmeyer it was.
Very courageous from Hetmeyer. He was moving in the direction of the ball, so too Dwayne Bravo, so there had to be clear communication. Bravo pulled out in the end. But again, the skill from Obed McCoy, deceiving Bavuma. And then the bowler pulled out in the end. Really smart catch from Hetmeyer. Bavuma goes for 1. It's 44 for 2 now.
Change in order, change in personnel for South Africa for this game. Aiden Markram, the one change into the South African team, and he's coming in at number 4 today. Interesting for him. A little bit of a different role in the side for him. Well played. Very well placed through the gap. There's a chase on. It's good work by Lewis. I want to take the third. He's got to really be quick. Oh dear, missing the stumps at the non-striker's end as Menti's been able to get in.
Excellent work, boys.
This would have been really tight if he'd hit the stumps. Seemed a little bit slower turning for that third run. Markram was intent on it all the time. It's really good work though done on the boundary. Substitute Hayden Walsh Jr. is with the throw, and oh dear, a little missed opportunity there for the West Indies. I'm not sure that count against them.
They will be concerned, Natalie, as to if that will come back to haunt them.
Just having a look at the wicket. It was out the back of the hand. Interesting choice by Bavuma, but a brilliant catch by Hetmai. There was so much going on around him. Really smart bit of work in the field.
Excellent work, boys. Excellent work, guys. Just body language, man. Just body language. It's not talking. Body language. Come on, boys. Hands. Good hand. Good hand.
Must he play down the ground?
Good hand, Sinky. Back up. Back up.
Interesting bowling changes from the West Indies point of view. Just having a look at this before the game. This is just a bit of chat that's going on. Now, Bravo's spoken about this, about his role in the side now with some of the youngsters and that type of knowledge he can impart on everybody else. This time around talking to Sinclair, who's bowling at the moment. It's down the leg side this time around. Again, the substitute fielder after it, Walsh. And the 50's up for South Africa inside of that power play. It's good to see Dwayne Bravo imparting some of his knowledge.
It's important. Dwayne Bravo, alongside some of the others, they've traveled, they've played in many of these T20 leagues throughout around the world. So it's important that they can come back and bring back some kind of knowledge to, you know, impart on the younger bowlers.
Keeper.
We'll end the power play. It's South Africa's lowest score in the power play so far in the series, 51 for 2.
Keep moving, fellas. Keep moving, fellas.
So 51 for 2 for South Africa after those 6 overs. There was a lot of chat about the first 6 in particular and what West Indies could possibly do from a bowling perspective and change things up to restrict the runs. They've done a pretty good job today. Fabian Allen will now be coming in. So after the power play for him, for his first over. Now, interesting changes from the West Indies point of view. Obed McCoy bowling 2 overs within the first 6. Just a little counter-attack from the point of view of the West Indies. Now, we did see in that second T20 in particular that the speeds of the spinners firing it in. Have a look at that. The fuller balls much quicker. Everything else quite a lot less, just under 95 kilometers an hour. So interesting choice by the spinners, and I say that because having listened to what Tabraiz Shamsi had said about the pitch, he had said this is sort of a more typical West Indian wicket. There's a bit of purchase, there's a bit of bounce as well. Stacey, what's your thoughts on maybe why they had opted for that?
Just probably going with the history of the ground. Using their pacers, they have an artillery of medium pacers, well, quick bowlers. So just trying something different. And the spinners so far have proven to be very successful in the areas in which they bowl, getting a lot of mistakes out of the batters. So
so far, McCoy has picked up a couple of wickets in this innings. The seamers through the series have come with some tap. And it's been about the spinners keeping things quiet. And South Africa were really good at using their spinners in the previous game in this situation, these overs. And it would seem West Indies are going for a similar plan now, not having used the spinners up front. That's it with some power. He's dragged it from well outside the off stump.
Both teams know that this is the area in which they needed to work on previously. So I guess we're going to see a lot more sweep shots, a lot more, improvisation with shots coming through these overs here.
Right in. Stop. One.
As he worked, as he maneuvered by Quinton de Kock.
Good stuff, man.
This is a good over from Fabian Allen. Just 5 runs from it, keeping it quiet after the power play. They'd already done a good job within that power play to pick up 2 wickets and keep the run rate down.
Yeah! Back up.
And worked away to the leg side, targeting that boundary. It'll just bring about a single though.
Let go, boys. Let move, boys.
6
Come
runs
on.
from it, 57 for 2.
Long off. Back.
Run rate 8 to the over for South Africa in this third T20 international, this 5-match CG Insurance T20 series. Markram coming in at number 4 today. First time he hasn't opened in T20 internationals.
Right, boy. Careful.
A very different role here from Markram's point of view. But West Indies employing these 2 spinners in this period, which I think is a good move. South Africa showed that it works in the previous game.
Just 5 bowlers used, but Allen, again, the spinners have come into this crucial period where they need to keep things tight, but South Africa is going to work around and try to get runs here as well.
One.
Well, it's a real test for South Africa because they know that they've really done well in the first 6 and to a degree in the first 10.
Keep your eyes on him, yeah? Keep your
That
eyes on him,
second
careful.
10 has been the
2
problem
shots,
from a
slow,
batting
push up,
point
yeah?
of view for South Africa. What do they do? How do they find a way to work the ball around in different ways? George Linder padded up.
How's that?
The keeper was interested, but I think that was a bump ball. Now, this is really going to make South Africa think.
Yeah.
Picked up very nicely by Markram into a gap.
Ah.
Quinton Kock is being tested between the stumps.
And I think that's important for South Africa. Boundaries may not be coming, but picking up 2s, getting in those gaps, picking up 2s and 3s will be important also.
That's just confirmation of that. You saw the keeper appealing. But that was definitely a bump ball. Looking to work it to the leg side. And he's hit it beautifully. Just what South Africa needed at this stage.
A massive hit here from Markram and a very good over here for South Africa. Just going hard at this one, Markram. 84 meters distance, 6.
Almost 100 kilometers an hour, that delivery. And again, the West Indies spinners trying to fire it into that block hole. He was aware to that, Markram. Spinners continually looking for that block hole to fire it in at pace. Markram's been up to the task so far. Ends the over, 68 for 2. There was consensus from the first 2 games that the previous pitch, par score was around 160, 170. So if South Africa are to go on from here, at this run rate, they'll get to 170, but it is a different strip. We are on the island of Grenada. It's a beautiful island. We've been treated to some gorgeous weather as well. Very hot today. It is a wonderful island, population of 115,000 people. It's home to West Indies' Andre Fletcher as well. The Spice Isle, as it is called. It's a beautiful sight. Have a look at that scenery as well. St. George's is the capital. There's so much to see on this gorgeous island. Really enjoyed the beaches, the turquoise colour water. It's so enticing. And not surprised that there's all smiles when touring the island. It's a big appeal, a massive appeal, a long one. Both bowler and wicketkeeper interested. Wicketkeeper wants to go upstairs. The vice captain is saying we want to go upstairs. What is the captain saying? He's saying yes, upstairs we go.
Copy Joel. Review for LBW. TV umpire to director. I have a review for LBW. The on-field decision is not out. It's a fair delivery. I've checked already. Could you move on to front on spin vision, please? Front on. Can you assist me with ultra edge, please? Ultra edge coming up. Ultra edge, flat line, flat line, flat line, flat line as the ball passes. Oh, could you take it back a bit? Take it back. Take flat line. Rule, 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 rule. Okay, there's a spike on the bat there. There's a spike. Joel, you'll have to change your decision of out, of not out, to out. Could you go back? Stay with the decision. Okay. Stay with your original decision. Could you go back and field to Joel, please?
A little smile from Joe Wilson. He was right, though. And it was a good call because he actually called it runs, too, initially. Very well worked away. Bit of work to do on the point boundary, but in the end, Lewis won't be able to stop it.
Positioning himself nicely here, Markram, as he cuts this one to that point boundary, backward point boundary.
Now Fabian Allen just under a little bit of pressure because 3 balls have been bowled. He's gone for 6. South Africa looking to accelerate in this period. Markram has been quite busy using his feet. He's been moving around in his crease from side to side as well, trying to make some room for himself. Been very, very busy. It's a very different role for him now coming in at number 4.
But at least he understands his role coming in at that position, and a nice partnership of 31 building here for South Africa.
Down the ground. Just hitting through the line. So simple from Quinton de Kock.
Oh, what a beauty. Just makes room for himself on the off stump and goes through the line of it. Quinton de Kock.
It shows how good his hands are when he hits something like that, a little bit away from the body, but he still can get hands through the line. And then he will bludgeon it through the leg side. After seeing the finesse down the ground, he's going to bludgeon it through the leg side. Ends the over, 85 for 2. A little hiccup for the Proteas in that 5th over. They lost a couple of runs, a couple of wickets, I should say, and then just struggled to score runs. That was off Oban McCoy. Now, Dwayne Bravo's into the attack. This is in the last over, the last ball. Quinton de Kock had just hit one straight down the ground and then dragged it across to the leg side. Picked up some more runs for South Africa. And game 2 days ago, South Africa were 86 for 1 after 9 overs, so a very similar position. What can Dwayne Bravo do? West Indies have finished so well the last 10 overs in both games. They've been very economical. Can they do the same here? South Africa, no, they've got work to do.
He will bring his variations, Dwayne Bravo. It's a single taken off the first delivery.
This is what the West Indies have at their disposal. They've got the 6 bowlers, at least. Gives them an opportunity to move them around in different ways, as they have today, because they had the 2 seamers opening up today. And McCoy also bowling 2 overs within those first 6. He's been bowling all his last 3 in the previous 2 games in the last 10. So it's a different role again for him as well. And he did beautifully. He's such a find for the West Indies. So talented. Now, where does South Africa go from here? Pressure on Quinton de Kock.
Yeah, McCoy, he brings something different as a left-arm seamer, southpaw. Being able to bowl those variations, being able to push through those faster balls as well. This one just pace taken off of it from Bravo.
Quinton de Kock has got an excellent strike rate again in this innings, as he has through most of his career. 40 of 25, but that's his first dot ball that he's actually faced in the last 10 balls that he's faced. So Quinton de Kock keeping that scoring board ticking all the time, as he normally does. It's just part of his natural game. Quinton de Kock is not going to allow him to bowl another dot ball. He made sure of it. There's not a lot of margin for error when it comes to Yorkers. It's very difficult for bowlers to get it in the right areas, because a lot of batters have been able to find ways to combat the Yorkers. But look at the difference. That is a big difference between the 2 teams. The percentage of Yorkers balls bowled by the seamers this series. West Indies bowling a lot more than South Africa. South Africa preferring the back of the length deliveries. Oh, this time around, the full ball is going to get a wicket. Probably not where he was aiming it, but in the end, Bravo still picks up an important wicket and breaks the partnership.
The crowd celebrates this wicket. Yeah, just not in control, Markram. Full delivery. But again, a slower ball from Dwayne Bravo, who outfoxed him.
Very safe. There's Fabian Allen in the field, takes a good catch. And Bravo looking for the Yorker again. Maybe not quite getting it right, but still getting the wicket of Markram. Played quite nicely, coming in at 4 for 23, 87 for 3. Rassie van der Dussen has had a really impressive T20 international career so far, and he's been in good form too, and today again comes in at number 5. And this is the reason he's there. Dwayne Bravo brought into the attack to bowl the 10th over with South Africa going quite well, and then he's managed to pick up a really important wicket because Markram is actually starting to look quite comfortable. And it's just Bravo showing it all his experience. Now, the question is, where does South Africa go from here in terms of the order? You would expect David Miller just to come in next. How many overs will he have? Where does Quinton de Kock go from here as well? Is he planning to bat through the innings? George Linder doing a few warm-ups. Well, it's a gift to Rassie van der Dussen. First ball up, and it's down the leg side. Excellent fielding on the boundary. Was it enough? It looks like he thinks it might be 4. Yeah, the fielders are saying they think it's 4. Even Lewis almost straight away saying he thinks it's 4. Have a look and see if the umpires want to have a little look at this, just to make sure. Just have a little look. Really good effort though. Good dive put in. Just couldn't quite push it away. And there, as he's flicking it back, he is touching the boundary rope. Just there.
Unfortunate, but good diving effort here.
Really good effort because that ball was travelling. Rassie van der Dussen is off the mark with a boundary. Well bowled, very well bowled. He bowls those Yorkers so well. Ends the over, 91 for 3.
South Africa going at a nice tempo in this innings. At the current rate, they get over 180, which is a significant improvement to what they achieved in the previous 2 T20 internationals. And for the first time in the series, Karen Pollard will take the ball. Very underrated T20 bowler, you would say. Afternoon, Samuel Badri.
Good afternoon, Darren. Good afternoon to all our viewers. Another good start by South Africa. Explosive power play in the first 2 games. Returns of 53 and 69. Another good power play this time around. And they're continuing that acceleration through those middle overs. Might just have lost 1 wicket too many of the South Africans. But Quinton de Kock is such a vital cog in this South African batting lineup. Temba Bavuma at the toss mentioned about that improvement needed in this phase of the inning. So far, they have done a good job, but lots more work to be done.
Well, Pollard has gotten these two out previously in T20 cricket. So there's a little bit of history between him and these two at the crease. It's way too wide. Just never know where Pollard is going to pitch it sometimes. Always thinking about his bowling, running wide, getting close to the stumps, changing his pace. A bag of tricks, you would say.
Not much pace to work with. And for the batsmen, they'll have to manufacture their own pace, and we've seen the effectiveness on those slower deliveries on this surface here in Grenada. And whether or not they try to take him on. The left-handed Quinton de Kock will be hitting into the wind on the leg side. Like I mentioned, without much pace on the delivery, you'll have to really get good connection. These are actually bonus overs for the West Indies from Kieron Pollard.
Well, already South Africa, they're playing this phase of the innings the best so far out of the 3 matches. 44 runs in just about 5 overs. That's a rate of what, close to 8. We need to continue this sort of tempo all the way to about the 15th, 16th and ensure they have wickets in hand to capitalize on the last 5. Then surely 180 will be on the cards.
They've got 2 fine players at the crease, 2 informed players. Van der Dussen, 56 unbeaten in the first T20. We know of the exploits of Quinton de Kock in the test matches, and his start in this series, explosive. He's doing what is required at this stage, trying to bat deep. The loss of those 3 wickets added responsibility on the left-handed batsman.
Pitching outside the line. Pollard just taking the arms away, staying straight to Quinton de Kock, asking him to hit against the wind. 97 for 3. Two significant partnerships in the innings so far, both in their 40s. We'll need to reload that one. Bravo, going wide, as we saw from Pollard. Last ball of the last over. As we figured, pitching outside the line of the leg stump. Come on, Pollard, you know that. It was quite close. Just hitting across the line of that full delivery. It was a slow one, just about 105 kilometers per hour, the speed of that delivery.
A sign of a batsman in form, making contact just enough. That would have been almost plumb LBW from Dwayne Bravo, just the bottom edge of the bat. You can see that they're trying anyway to use the pace of the deliveries because they are slower balls. They can't really power the ball over the boundary. Quinton de Kock and Rassie van der Dussen.
100 comes up for South Africa. So far, so good.
Excellent, Chasey.
2 wickets lost in the power play, just 1 so far in the middle phase of this innings. An overall run rate of just under 9. Really good going by South Africa with the bat. Spoken a lot about Dwayne Bravo and how skillful he is as a bowler in T20 cricket. Well, one of the things that make him such a great asset in T20 cricket is his release point. He has a wide latitude from which he releases the ball. Not like Russell that stays close to the stump, or even like Holder that goes wide of the stumps. He is in between that spectrum. That's why he's so effective. Different angles all the time coming at you.
We often speak about variations in cricket, and whether it is how you grip the ball and release the ball, whether you use the crease, but also in terms of the trajectory, the release point. So there are various ways in which to achieve variations in cricket. Dwayne Bravo has found several ways. Magnificent slower ball, as well as those release points like we just saw there. Good Yorker, experienced campaigner. And in him and Obed McCoy, the West Indies have 2 solid bowlers who can bowl in virtually any conditions, whether the pitch is offering something or not. Because of their variations, they'll be very handy in T20 cricket. The spinners have been inconsistent. Kevin Sinclair had a brilliant second game. The first game expensive. Fabian Allen, very good in the first. A little bit expensive in the second. So it's about finding this right combination in terms of the bowlers as the West Indies head towards that T20 World Cup defense later in the year.
Six runs conceded in the over, 103 for 3. South Africa will be expecting Quinton de Kock to bat throughout the innings. If he does that, they should get close to 200. There's a lot of depth beyond Rassie van der Dusen. David Miller is there, George Linder. Very handy with the bat, powerful strikers of the ball.
Two is the call. Excellent running in between these two. Exactly what they need to do at this point, with a lack of pace on the deliveries. Just sort of force those fielders in the deep to come off a bit and then try to take them on. The moment he hit it, he knew that he wanted to, and good response from Rassie van der Dusen. Starts off the over positively.
Gets it away. That's his 70-20 international half century. Well, he's in a purple patch. Another fine innings from the left-hander. And he salutes to his teammates.
A loose delivery from Pollard, short and angled down the leg side. But the presence of man and the awareness from Quinton de Kock, a man in really fine form, to hit that ball backward of square to get that boundary. A really excellent performance from him yet again. Standout batsman for the South African team throughout this tour.
And he stood tall in his 50th match so far. I have a funny feeling that he'll want to make it even more special, Quinton de Kock. This was the moment. He knew exactly where the fielders were, as you would find with great players. And he's right up there with the best in South Africa's cricket. How often do you see this in T20 cricket? The courage to play the reverse sweep, the awareness of where the fielders are, everything coming together nicely for Rassie van der Dusen.
Two boundaries in a similar direction, one from the right-hander, the other from the left-hander, van der Dusen. Really deciding quite early that he wanted to play that shot against Kieron Pollard. No pace like we mentioned before. Had ample time to just place that one over the infield, and good support for Quinton de Kock. Van der Dusen, as I mentioned, a good start in this series. This partnership building quite nicely.
Samuel Badri, 7 bowlers already used by Kieron Pollard.
Lots of options for Pollard. Might have been a little bit disappointed in the returns of his spinners, who you expected to be a little bit more economical. I'm sure when the South Africans bowl, they'll rely heavily on Linda as well as Shamsi. Have to reload that one, but we did see a change in strategy from them in those power play overs. The previous two T20 internationals, they opted for spin at the top. This time around, they opted for pace on both ends, and then the spinners came in. So still trying to find the right strategy, a winning strategy, giving players opportunities in different positions.
Another nice single. 10 the over, 117 for 3. Couple of relatively docile overs for South Africa before the last one. I'm sure Quinton de Kock and Rassie van der Dusen will be thinking about just maintaining a run rate of 9 and setting themselves for the last 5. They will want to play it better than what they did in the last match. Only 28 runs in those last 5 overs. West Indies, on the other hand, will be harboring thoughts of containing South Africa in that last phase. Robert McCoy with 2 overs remaining. Dwayne Bravo as well. Jason Holder has an opportunity now.
We spoke about Jason Holder and how he has managed to revolutionize his game, his T20 game. Picks up the majority of his wickets in the power play overs. Only 1 over so far in the power play in this match. Jason Holder into his second. Nicholas Pooran, lots will be expected of him with the bat.
Good contact.
Back up. Keep going, Chase. Keep going, Chase.
Well, a special innings on a special day for Quinton de Kock, his 50th T20 international match. And he's played with style, with flair. Looked in total control from the start of his innings. Both seamers and spinners were dealt with. That was the moment when he brought up his 7th T20 international half century.
Keep going, boys. Keep going, boys. Keep going, boys.
Did mention that he's in a purple patch. This is why we haven't even taken into consideration what he did in the test series previous to these T20 international matches. 141 not out in the first test and 96 in the second.
Being relieved of that captaincy responsibility, Quinton de Kock. Really flourishing now, enjoying his cricket and being very productive. Look at that in the test match series, 141 unbeaten. Narrowly missed out the second test match, 96. And then he started really well in the T20 international series.
What was significant for me from what I've seen in Quinton de Kock is the adaptability that he's shown in that first test match when he scored the century. Batted a long time before he really got going and got into stride and showed the fluency that we know of him. That control, awareness of the situation of the game was quite impressive.
Good over from Jason Holder. Just 5 runs coming from it. 14 gone, 122 for 3.
Karen Pollard spoiled for options. 7 bowlers. Samuel, who do you think he'll be looking to for the last 6 overs of this innings?
Dwayne Bravo has 2. Owen McCoy 2, so that's 4 taken care of. This one from Andrew Russell and perhaps one more from Jason Holder, who was good in the previous over. Russell expensive in the solitary over he's bowled so far. What can Quinton de Kock do now? As a former captain yourself, Darren, you know about that responsibility, that burden that you sometimes carry. Some players respond differently with it, but de Kock obviously is enjoying his time now without that responsibility.
Surely getting himself into good habits here, Quinton de Kock. Uppermost in his mind will be in batting through the innings. Likes of Van der Duss and Miller will need to play cameos.
Excellent run once again from these two. Hot and humid conditions out in the middle here at the Grenada National Stadium. But the moment he hit it, Van der Dussen called for 2. And that's important, getting those 1s and 2s and perhaps 3s with the odd boundaries. Very crucial. The West Indies in contrast, they rely heavily on those boundaries, that boundary hitting ability. And finding that balance based on the conditions and the options that you have is quite important.
South Africa by now will be aware that West Indian fast bowlers are taking pace off the ball and going wide of the off stump, encouraging run scoring through that square offside position. If they go for the quicker delivery, they go full and straight. So as a batsman, you've got to try and stay ahead of the opposition. And what you're seeing in terms of strategy. Yeah, just wide again from Russell. Pace off the ball.
Such an important game, this one, the third match in the series, and another excellent bit of running from these two. Another two. Sherman Hitmaier, the fielder, in the deep. But the winner of this match goes 2-1 up, with just one win needed after that to seal the series. Yeah, an indifferent throw from Hitmaier. But take nothing away from the running and the intent and the positivity between these two, de Kock and Van der Dussen. Might have felt he missed out there, Quinton de Kock, and tried to muscle that one. Third man was up. Just see him practicing slicing that delivery. Might have been better served trying to use the pace of that one and deflecting it past those fielders in the inner circle and the offside. But again, excellent from him so far.
Last boundary 2 overs ago. Projected score at the current rate, dipping a bit. 2 is the call. A little bit of hesitation, but comfortably in the end. Really good cricket by South Africa. 131 for 3.
Well, that looks pretty pleasant, doesn't it? A bit of fishing out there. Goodness me. How nice is that? What a catch. We shall see. Is it a catch? We're not sure. Anyway, that's the partnerships at the moment. 42 to start, 43 between de Kock and Markram, and 44 now between Van der Dussen. And oh, it is a catch. That is, what a catch. Good work. Now, 40 runs scored off the last 5 overs. This is an area where South Africa had issues yesterday. They only scored 28 runs from the last 5 overs, which is quite extraordinary. They didn't hit a 6, by the way, they'd hit 1 6 outside the batting power play yesterday. So that was amazing that they only did that. 132 for 3 now. David Miller has not come in yet, so purposely they've just set him down, I think, and they're saying, right, oh, you're the finisher today. You're going to have to do that job. George Linder alongside him also. Nicely poised. Stacey Ann King, nicely poised, the visitors. Hard down the ground.
We'll see, Mike, we'll see. But as it stands, this is a very good partnership building here. 46 runs off 37 balls. And this is the worrying area that we've spoken about previously that both teams need to work on.
Yeah, the South Africans, their pattern has actually been pretty similar to that, where they've had a really good power play to start with. This time they lost a couple in the 5th. Then it was a nice little rebuild, which hasn't necessarily happened in the first 2 games. Then it's tailed off. It is tailing off. They just got past the 160 mark. In fact, 161st game, 166 the second game. Cries of catch it. Oh, and about the fourth appeal, actually, the finger went up. And it was reviewed straight away.
Copy Nigel. Copy Nigel, a review for caught behind. It's a fair delivery. TV umpire to director, I have a review for a catch. It's a fair delivery. I've checked already. The on-field decision is out. Could you move on to front on, please? That's very close to the bat. Can you assist with ultra edge, please? Still waiting on ultra edge, gentlemen. Still waiting on ultra edge. Still waiting on ultra edge. Ultra edge coming up. Flat line, as it passes the pad. There's a flat line, continue, passes the gloves, a flat line. Could you take it back for me again? Could you just take it back? Take it back for me, director, please. All the way back, all the way, okay. Forward now. Forward, there's a gap, flat line. There's a flat line, no bat or glove was involved, Nigel. No bat or glove was involved. You'll have to change your decision from out to not out. Could you go back and field to Nigel? Not out.
So just off the arm from Van der Dussen. So 4 balls left in this over. He was quite confident that he was going to be safe. I was just watching Quinton de Kock at the non-strikers end, actually. Looks like he's struggling with the heat a bit. Been doing a little bit of running. 37 degrees is the real feel out there for the players at the moment. It's bringing humidity into play as well.
And he's been there from the inception, so he has to just fight it off. 15th over, couple more overs to go. His team needs him.
They need to go at 10 and over to get to where Temba Bavuma said at the toss he thought was pretty much the par score, 180. Reaching of that one, he's got that away nice and fine. Toe into the bat, I think, and that's gone for 4.
Taking the pace off of it, Bravo, but finding the gap, Quinton de Kock. It's 51-run partnership between these two.
Yeah, 40 balls. 7 from this over, 2 balls remaining now.
Johnny ball, Kevin.
Let's just have a better look at that projected score. So 8 and over to 172. They want to go north of that. 10 and over to 181. If they go at 12s, 190, let's call it, round it up. That'd be a very good score. And South Africa got to just bear in mind that they've got these big hitters, the West Indies lineup, so that does put extra pressure on them. Although the spinners negated them in the last game. Call of 2 from Rassie van der Dussen, and I think Quinton de Kock said, no, mate, I'm just going 1. You can try 2 if you like. End of the over, 140 for 3. certainly some action on that boat. Those guys have found a perfect spot by the looks of things. A couple of birds have now joined just to see what's going on, to see if they can snaffle something. He's got something else, has he? Oh, the seagulls, yep, they reckon there's something on the end of that line, maybe. Right, we've got 4 overs to go now. So this is the crunch time.
Left-arm seamer Obe McCoy is back in. He's been impressive with 2 for 5.
Been outstanding. He really has been outstanding. He's been a wonderful find. He bowled really well in the first game. He bowled even better in the second game 2 games ago, and now his numbers, as you said, Stacey, are just superb.
It was interesting to see him being used as the opener. I mean, he had one that just slipped off, that 1 for 4 runs, well, 5 extra runs, but he has really pulled back and maintained his lengths and used his variations well.
And he's got them. 3 for 25 in his second game, a couple of days ago. That was his career best numbers. And he bowled 11 dot balls, which is more than anyone else. Just think about him, I guess. He's got so much talent, and when you're playing against a left armour who's got some good pace, and he effortlessly bowls at 140 k's per hour, but he's got these back of the hand slower balls. Back of the hand slow balls that also tend to grip a little bit. They're almost like a leg spinner in a certain sense, like out of the back of the hand. He gets extra bounce out of them.
And he's tall, so coming from that height as well, back of the arm, it makes it a bit difficult to pick up exactly what is happening.
That one went very high. Mavuma was the second to go. That was a good catch. Hetmar it was, took that grab. There it is, there's that slow ball I'm talking about. Out of the back of the hand, he's beaten Quinton de Kock all ends up a couple of times of that one. Let's watch that move away a little bit from de Kock after it hits the ground.
Back of the arm again, as you said, Mike. Just getting a nice little bounce, nice little carry, but 108 kmh.
It's top stuff, really is. Good connection. Hasn't gone far enough. Jason Holder's down there. He's got a couple of buckets. Doesn't fall into one of them.
Come on, Chester!
He'll be upset he didn't take that, Jason Holder. He's got such good hands.
Yeah, he knows that's not his standards, Jason Holder. But it did take some catching. It did take some work from him. Another slow ball from McCoy. Trying to cover as much ground as possible, Jason Holder.
Now, that's not out of the middle either. Brilliant fielding. That is brilliant fielding from Holder. I looked out of the commentary box and I had the perfect line of that when I had a look. I was almost this line, I suppose. Have a look at this work. Everything's absolutely fine. This is just outstanding.
Just out of the hands in the nick of time and nicely thrown to Evan Lewis.
Hard into the ground, just the one to round off the over. That's very good stuff. 17th over, going for 6 runs. Had a catch down as well, 146 for 3. 3 overs left in this innings. This partnership is now worth 59 off 48 deliveries. The Kock is on 72 off 50 balls. Now, they would really like to break this partnership. These two are going along nicely. Then they've got the risk, I guess, of Miller. Oh, that's a bit wide. He's lost his radar a few times. There's Bravo today. Yeah, a rampant David Miller at the end of an innings certainly can make a difference on a small ground as well. So he'll have to have a go right from ball 1 upon arriving, basically, should a wicket fall.
We all know what he's capable of, Miller.
I think he's just going to get the heavy bat too, Stacey. Wicket falls. Moving right across. Intensely bowling wide outside the off stump. De Kock knew what he was doing and tried to swing on the leg side, but picked out the fielder. Simmons, the catcher.
Won't be happy with this, Quinton de Kock. But Dwayne Bravo is going to be happy because of the fact that he's frustrated Quinton de Kock into playing this shot. Just a little smile. And Bravo celebrates. Quinton de Kock goes for 72, 147 for 4.
Look back at the work they did in the last game. They only scored 16 off the last 3 overs, South Africa. David Miller's going to try and turn that around. Strike rate of 139 throughout his long career in this format. No tall buildings. Again, after 10 overs, that's been a bit of an issue for South Africa. So wide, hard to get it around and powerfully around from that far across the crease. Could have done with him at the end, Quinton de Kock. South Africa, obviously. Bravo again now. Again wide. Wide called.
Extras column just building. South Africa will be happy for that.
On the target. Whipped away by Miller. Needs to come back and retain the strike. Might think about the third. Nope. Decided against the last minute because of that strong arm. Slight fumble out in the mid-wicket area. These are the overs when you got a striker like Miller in the middle as 150 comes up on the board. These are the overs that can win or lose a game. You keep him quiet, get him out cheaply, then you're a chance to get another wicket as well. Then South Africa don't get much past that 166, which they got 2 days ago.
Yeah, not a lot of balls for him to play himself into, so he has to go.
And that's out. Simmons the catcher with those red boots again. Bravo into the game. Those drop balls. Successful yet again.
Yeah, 2 wickets in this over. Dwayne Bravo is going to be quite pleased with this. Just not in control, Miller. And an easy catch to Lyndall Simmons. Miller goes for 2, 150 for 5.
Halfway through the 18th over now, 150 for 5. So there were 147 for 3. 2 quick ones. George Linder. Haven't got a big hitter. Of course, Dwayne Pretorius is ill with COVID at the moment, so he didn't make the tour. I guess another person that would come into the equation in discussions would be a Chris Morris as an all-rounder. Swing and a miss. He will be playing the CPL as well, Chris Morris, so an opportunity there to perform, and the IPL. It's the problem if you're not playing, you're not going to get an opportunity to impress selectors. You're not dancing, you can't impress everybody. He's always in the wickets at this time. There's Bravo. 3 for 25 his return now.
Just those change of deliveries.
It's really good work from Bravo. Just 4 runs off that over. Over number 18. He picked up 2 wickets as well. 150 for 5. In the first match, South Africa lost 3 for 28 from over number 15. In the second match, South Africa lost 3 for 13 from over number 15. That's where they got themselves in a real pickle. 3 for 25 for Bravo. McCoy, don't forget him, 2 for 11 at the top off 3 overs. Swinging hard. Just the single though.
Yeah, we've spoken about this, and it's really worrying. South Africa have now done or repeated exactly what has happened in both games prior. Starting good, getting good starts, and then just flattening out throughout the rest of the innings. It's going to be something that they'll have to work on going into the other games coming up, and of course the World Cup later on this year.
Yeah, the pattern's too similar. Really is too similar. If you haven't got all-rounders they're confident in picking in these games and giving them a run at the moment, then they've got to find other guys. Find guys who can bowl and also bat, who can do a job. Obviously, Pretorius will be fit. Hopefully, Chris Morris is scoring runs, giving the selectors some food for thought. Bowled him. Goodness me, this guy is terrific. He has impressed a lot of people, McCoy.
Back of the arm again, slower ball, and he goes with the leg stump of Van der Dussen. Linda, sorry. Goes without scoring, 151 for 6.
South Africa have lost 3 wickets for the addition of just 4 runs now. McCoy had his career best figures yesterday with 3 for 25. He's now got his career best figures overall, because he's beaten that with 3 for 12, including 12 dot balls.
Mikey still has 4 balls to go in this spell.
Every chance the way he's going right now to pick up another one. I'll back a slow ball again at some stage. On the bounce, single, Rabada's off the mark. Skill level of McCoy is quite exceptional. These slower deliveries. You know he's going to do it. You've seen him, you've watched the videos, you've watched the analyst work. You know he's going to do it, but everyone seems to be not out of play him. Quinton Kock was undone a couple of times. It didn't get him out with it, but he was playing through the line far too early. Wants to. Rabada touches and turns. He really has been mixing it up. Have a look at these speeds. The blue balls are greater than 135 k's per hour. All those red ones are the slower balls. So nothing between 115 and 135. And the red ones less than 115 k's per hour. It's high on the bat, high in the air, and out of the playing arena. Gee, we haven't had one of those for a while. 6 runs. Nicely played by Rassie van der Dussen.
Just picking this one, Rassie. Short of a length. Gets her over this one quite nicely.
It's the first 6 for 10 overs. Gonna have to bowl that one again. First time we've seen anything offline from McCoy, basically. Just 24 years of age is McCoy. Just a reminder that Temba Bavuma said at the toss 180. He thought that was pretty much par score. Prize of catcher, it should be taken. It is taken. That's in the Van der Dussen now. So another one goes down. And McCoy has now picked up his 4th. That is magnificent work from McCoy. Hepmeyer's the catcher. It's a good grab, but McCoy's the star right now. 161 for 7 now off 19. Brilliant stuff.
Easy catch for Hepmeyer, and McCoy celebrates. Rassie goes for 32. 161 for 7.
Center. Bowlers, right hand. Right hand over.
Congratulations to Abed McCoy. Career best figures, 4 for 22. Bowled superbly. Start of the last over. 160 for 6 South Africa in the first game. 166 for 6 in the second. They've just lost their 7th wicket now. Will they get past that 166?
Last over, 4 balls. Nokia is going to try to go at everything here. Every run matters at this point.
Well, the bowlers are going to have to do a really good job again for South Africa. It was the spinners that strangled the West Indies 2 games ago.
Yeah.
Nokia's off the mark. Rabada picked up 3 wickets. Nokia bowled quickly and bowled well. It's kept the visitors in the hunt and steered them to victory in the end as a combined effort. Geedy's the guy who needs to step up. He's been caned really in the first couple of games. Wide call just outside that blue line, which is a guide for the umpires. There's no Chris Gale today for the West Indies, which will have some of the South African bowlers breathing a little bit easier.
A number of these wides have came from these slower balls. Bowlers trying to use that variation.
$16 extras in total. 1 wide, correction, 9 wides and 1 no ball. That would have been okay. Oh, here's problems, another run out. Wickets are tumbling with regularity now for South Africa. West Indies are doing a really good job rallying at the end.
Good feeling in the end and good awareness by Kevin Sinclair.
Run out for naught, 164 for 8. South Africa have lost 5 for 17 in 2.4 overs. That's away from the man fielding it long off. They should better come back for the second. They do so quite comfortably. The very Shamsi rather has come out with a chest guard by the looks of things as well. He's at the non-striker's end at the moment.
Where he will stay. 1 more ball.
South Africa made a mess of this. Same total yesterday and they still won though. Beat up by 1 more run. In fact, it was the day before, not yesterday. So they end up getting today just 1 more run than 2 days ago. 167 for 8 they get. It's a really good comeback by the West Indies. They were steering. Certainly the 180 mark, maybe, if someone played really well, 190 perhaps north of that. But when not Temba Bavuma, was Quinton Kock got out in the 70s. That's when things suddenly went south and fell apart for the visitors. Momentum is with the West Indies side in the middle. They will be happy, the change rooms, there's no doubt about that. The spinners will know they have a job to do, Stacey Ann.
Target 168 to take a lead in the series. South Africa woke up to very sad news this morning, the passing of former team manager Gulam Raja. And that's why they're wearing the black armbands. So condolences, of course, to his family, friends, loved ones, everybody who worked underneath him. He was an incredible team manager and was also at one stage the logistics manager for the South African team as well. Nothing was too much work for Gulam Raja. I know many stories of how he helped everybody out. And he always did it with a smile. Firing it in is George Linder. And allow the batters to get underneath it early on.
And it goes round the wicket for the left-hander. You might be inclined to playing across the line. If you're a right-hander, prefer a left-hander, you want to hit with the turn. Because the ball is new, he'll just try to angle it away from Evan Lewis.
Yo, down! No!
Played that very late. And Giddy's after it, should haul it in, but played that very, very late.
His strike rate in T20 cricket against left-arm spinners, just over 150, so he's very comfortable at the crease when facing this type of bowler.
Down the track. With the fielders up in the inner ring, there's never much risk, but he's clears the boundary with ease.
What was so good about this shot is the fact that he didn't try to hit across the line or hit to leg. He was still hitting with a straight bat, and that's because he knows there wouldn't be a lot of turn on offer for that ball coming into him. That's a really good shot by Lewis, understanding exactly what the opposition bowler is doing and playing it to perfection.
Well, so far Lewis has enjoyed facing George Linder in the first over of the series. He's hit a 6 in each one of the opening overs of each of the games so far. 11 without loss. Interesting by South Africa. We saw different tactics from the West Indies when they had ball in hand, starting with 2 seamers. South Africa have gone to Aiden Markram. The ball is off spin. Very interesting decision. So 2 spinners now for South Africa. This could easily backfire with this explosive opening pair. South Africa taking a little chance, trying something a bit different. Couple of fielders on the leg side.
Well, Aiden Markram hasn't bowled in T20 internationals up until this point, so that's very courageous by South Africa, especially at the start of the innings when it's important to set the tone. They've gone for the part-timer in Aiden Markram.
Oh dear, that's down the leg side. It's a little bit of a worry with the part-timers. You can give away those extras. Just takes all the pressure off the batters.
And I guess, Natalie, the greater the risk, the bigger the reward.
Oh, it's down the leg side again. There's more freebie runs for the West Indies. Not getting it right Is the gamble worth it?
Look, I'm all for this. I think T20 cricket allows you to be a little more innovative as a captain, and that is what we're seeing here from Bavuma. He's trusting the skill of Aiden Markram. He recognized that it's important to have an impact, a different impact to what we've seen with South Africa with the ball in the power play overs. What he will also know is the likes of Evan Lewis, Lendl Simmons, they prefer the ball coming on to the bat. So what he's trying to do is take pace off the ball, let them take a chance. Don't make it comfortable for these two West Indian openers.
It's totally opposite to what we saw from the West Indies, who started with the two seamers up front. So both teams trying out different plans in this game. Both teams will be hoping that they can cut down the boundaries, though. This is a really good effort by Kagiso Rabada running after it. It just seemed to slow up a little bit in the outfield. A good commitment.
Lendl Simmons watchful, and then try to power this one. Nurse was looking for timing.
It's an interesting decision from South Africa's point of view for a few reasons. There's a lot been spoken about the lack of options from a bowling perspective, having just the 5 bowlers in the previous 2 games and even in previous series as well. Oh, it's a full toss and he's got away with it. I suppose the question is this about something they feel is required at this stage, or is it about saving resources for the back end of the innings? It's well bowled. It's a good end to the over from Markram. 2 gone, 20 without loss. So after 1 over from George Linder, as we have expected, Heinrich Nokia will now come into the attack. But it's been spin from both ends for South Africa to start off with. And now South Africa turn to the pacer, one of the quickest in the team. What sort of pace will he be bowling at today? Seems like a very similar wicket to what we saw in particular in that second T20 international, once all the moisture was out of it. Oh, that just didn't quite work for him.
Well, this is instructive. South African seamers will know that they will have to bowl wicket to Evan Lewis, because the red pulsating balls are the deliveries that he thrives on. That's the 4 balls. You want him to not have that luxury.
What I mentioned, length would also be important, as we saw from that delivery, very full. He thrived on the shorter balls as well. Pulls well, hooks well.
Not surprisingly, Nokia going for a straight line delivery to start to Lewis.
What a shot. That is superb. Great to watch. Timing and placement.
There is a lot of elegance in that stroke from Lendl Simmons. Caressed it pretty much. Getting his body weight into the shot. will feel very, very good for the right-handed opener.
Again, how easy he makes it look. Timber Bavuma, though, is very quick across the turf. That's just easy batting. Welcome to the series, Lyndall Simmons.
Missed the first couple matches. I understand he got a blow on his left leg. Kept him out of contention for the playing 11 in the previous 2 matches. Now he's there, and he will want to make a statement.
That's a bit of line and a bit of length as well. Doesn't allow him to go on the drive. A very experienced player, Lyndall Simmons, whether it be internationally or domestically. Brings a lot to the lineup. As you say, I want to make a statement. It's a big year for this format. Lewis thought maybe that might be called a wide. I think that was just flirting with that line.
What he did was take pace off the ball as well. Very similar slow ball to that of Obed McCoy. That's skillful from Nokia.
And well inside the line. Even Lewis, I think, thought that was maybe just a little bit wider. Oh dear. It's a full toss. He didn't quite expect it. He is looking at the square leg umpire now, Evan Lewis. But it would seem the umpire thinks that's dipped below the waist. 28 without loss.
Change the ball right hand over. Center.
Nokia bowled the third over, and this is the last ball of the over. Now, question is that over waist height or not? The law says that it's in a normal standing position. It's got to be over waist height. Not in the batter's stance, in a normal standing position. Umpire felt that that was below the waist height.
Just about waist height. You could understand the umpire's decision.
But closer than I thought. I must be honest, thought it was a bit lower than that. Lungi Ngidi has been expensive in his last few games. He's really struggled to keep the runs down. Yes, he certainly bowls at really tough times. It's just something that you might need to work on. And it's not just in this series. There's a lot of edge involved in that shot, but it's still going to run away towards the boundary. Reza Hendricks and Shamsi work together to bring that in.
How vicious was this swing by Evan Lewis? He put everything into it. Just missing the line of that delivery. Ball peeling outside the edge, flying over that third man region.
Oh, it's down the leg side, and all you got to do is get a little something on it. It's for someone like Lewis, who's in such good form, he will always put you away.
He's a very dangerous batsman, Evan Lewis. And you can notice if you go outside the off stump, you offer him weight, he will punish you. And as well, short on the body line. Swivels nicely on this one. Gonna try and finish on the top of off for Evan Lewis. More wicket to wicket. Try and attack his stumps. That to me is the best strategy if you're a fast bowler trying to contain him, trying to get him out.
There's a few changes in the field. Got long off back, and they've also decided to bring the mid-wicket in. And there the long off now comes into play. You could say he's bowling to his field if it's just going to get a single off it. Interested to see how the West Indies pace this innings. There was a lot spoken about how good starts they get, and they take advantage of the power play, in particular in that second game, and then just things went awry. After that, rotation of the strike wasn't there. Can they fix that in this game? How easy is it to change that from game to game, Derek?
Has to be a little more personal responsibility as well. When you look at the West Indies and what they've achieved, there are many match winners in that batting lineup. Sometimes when you're in a team where there are so many match winners, you tend to shift your focus away from being that match winner, that person that will take the team over the line. So a little more personal responsibility is what Karen Pollard would expect from his batsmen, whether it's number 4, number 5, or whether it's one of these two. If you get a start, you got to believe and commit yourself to winning the game for your team.
Good finish to the over from Ngidi. Still goes for 8 though, 36 without loss. West Indies need 132 from the 96 balls that remain. This game has followed similar patterns to what we've seen through the series. Is it still called deja vu when it happens 3 times in a row? What do you call it, Groundhog Day, maybe? It's a very good record in international cricket in general. He's had a wonderful career. Started at a very young age. We've seen quite a few full tosses today, and low full tosses. Bowlers aiming for that block hole.
I suspect the reason for that is just being a little bit off from what they were initially trying to achieve, which is the Yorker. South Africa will know that the West Indies score majority of their runs with boundaries, so if you can take that boundary ball away, you put a little more pressure on this West Indies batting team. What we've seen in the power play overs so far by both teams is scores over 50.
That's short, but again it will get cut off. So you're talking about boundaries, and so far we've only seen 2 4s and a 6. So yeah, South Africa have done a good job so far.
Before the start of this match, myself and Stacey Ann King, we were looking at the West Indies and what they've accomplished in T20 cricket when batting. Nearly 36.5% of their runs coming from sixes.
It looked like that might have been a bump ball, was it or not? Kagiso Rabada is very interested in this one. The South Africans didn't seem to celebrate straight away. So there might be a little chat between the two umpires. What is going to be the signal from the umpires?
Well,
They're
copy.
going upstairs.
TV umpire to director.
Not out is a soft signal.
Have a review here for a fair catch. The soft signal is not out. It's a fair delivery. I've checked already. Could you move on for me to your best angle? I'm satisfied. Ball clearly bounced. That ball clearly bounced for the big screen. Not out for the big screen. Not out.
Well, given not out, as you could see from the first replay straight away, that was a bump ball. Mike Hazeman saying from the back of the commentary box, it's 1 and 1 bounce, so it's still out. Remember those games that you used to play in your backyard? 1 and 1 bounce, electric wickets, all sorts of things. Wow, that's gone a long way. He's hit that with some power.
He likes the ball coming on, Lendl Simmons. He will stand and bludgeon the ball down the ground if there's length on it and if there's pace as well. Rabada served up boot, and it got the treatment. Another boundary for Lendl Simmons, looking in fine form.
Oh dear, has he got himself into trouble? This will take some catching, but in the end it just falls safe. But he looked in all sorts of trouble as he played that shot. Oh no, this could be more, it's going to be an overthrow. It's a little bit of a mix-up. And the throw came in, and Quinton de Kock puts his glove up to say, sorry, that was me.
He's allowed to do that. He's playing in his 50th match. There will be a little bit of leniency towards Quinton de Kock, but Lendl Simmons just getting himself in an awkward position. He was trying to clear the front leg, probably aiming for leg side, and then realized it was a little more offside than he expected.
Played so well with the bat. It was superb. It's Quinton de Kock. Just a few changes here now with Kagiso Rabada coming around the wicket and put square leg on the boundary for the left-hander. And that's why. Good end to the over. 5 overs gone, 47 without loss.
Another excellent start from the West Indies in the power play overs. 5 overs gone, 47 without loss. In the first match, 73 without loss, followed by 53 for 2. And so both these teams have been quite explosive in the initial period of all matches played so far. Evan Lewis in particular continues to look in imperious form. And then Simmons given his first opportunity of this 5-match series in partnership with Evan Lewis. And again, they're producing a rock-solid start in pursuit of this score for the West Indies at the top of the innings. New combination being tried out. Lyndall Simmons, of course, replaced Andre Fletcher. And Sherman Hetmeyer, the other change in this team, replaced Henry Gale, Christopher Henry Gale, Nicholas Puran, Pollard. So some power to come in this West Indies batting lineup. South Africa would have used 5 different bowlers in the 5 overs so far. A strategy we've seen from them before. Mike Hazeman alongside me.
It is one that's frustrated me, it's got to be said. But anyway, that's the way that Temba Bavuma likes to go with things. Nortje is into the attack now. It puts a lot of pressure on some of the bowlers to make up for likes of Ngidi in this situation right now. Nortje is one of those blokes who will take this challenge on. Ngidi has not had any form of the ball at all. 1 over's gone for 8. They were hoping, of course, his form would start better. It hasn't done so. But if Nortje can get things back on track, and as I said, he'll embrace this. He'll want to make a difference. Every time he gets a ball in his hand, he wants to turn things around, Nortje. That's the problems that Lungi Ngidi, who was magnificent in that first test match in St. Lucia, that's the problems he's had in the T20 series so far.
Heave from Lyndall Simmons. Misses that one completely. 20 from 15 deliveries so far.
One of those 1 over spells came from Aidan Markram, who was brought into proceedings for the 2nd over of the day, and he went for 9. So that didn't help things much either. He had opened the bowling before for South Africa in a 50-over game and actually bowled 10 overs and picked up a couple of wickets for some 40 runs, so did a good job, but not in T20 cricket.
Excellent delivery. Been very impressive throughout the series, Anrich Nortje, in the test matches as well as in the 2 previous matches.
Had a conversation with him 2 days ago. In fact, it was yesterday, and he said that in an interview, he said that he felt underdone into that first T20 with such a short space of time between the Test series and the T20. He said the skill set that he has to get organised from a Test match to a T20 game is very different, along with Rabada as well. He said Rabada obviously can slip it a bit easier than what he can, because he has to bowl just 3 balls really in a Test match. He's got to bowl the short ball, he's got to bowl the Yorker, and he's bowled a hard length ball. And he said once he comes into a T20 game, he's got 6 balls he's got to bowl. He's got to bowl a slower bouncer, he's got to bowl a Yorker, and he's not going to stop bowling a Yorker. He says that's a ball that's very valuable for him. Got to make sure he bowls that properly. Lyndall Simmons is just querying a little bit as to the height of that. And he says he's also got to have 3 slow balls, 3 different slow balls. So it's 3 balls. What's wrong with that? 3 balls versus in the Test series versus 6 balls he's got to perfect. And he's had the word perfect in the T20 stuff.
Oftentimes we talk about batsmen making the transition from different formats and how difficult it is for them to go from, let's say, Test cricket into ODIs into T20s. But there's a similar responsibility and a challenge for the bowlers. South Africans have opted to go for Yorkers even at this stage of the innings, which is a good plan. The West Indians, quite a lot of slower balls even in the power play over, so making that early assessment and learning from the first innings, giving you that information and that knowledge, very crucial.
I think that assessment from Nortje probably explains some of the issues that Ngidi's facing in the T20 game at the moment. Has been able to adjust from the Test arena, the red ball to the white ball, shortest form.
Excellent over, excellent final over of the power play. Just the 1 run, 6 overs gone, 48 without loss. Comparison after 6 overs, 51 for 2. West Indies not too far behind, 48, but more importantly, they have all 10 wickets intact. The lowest power play score so far of this series, but nothing to be too worried about for the West Indies. But is this period now beyond the power play, how well they manage this, especially given the likes of this man on screen, George Linder, along with Shamsi, who I'm sure will be introduced quite shortly. Finds the gap. First delivery loose from Linder. Punished and duly so from Evan Lewis.
They bowled 8 overs, picked up 3 wickets for 35 runs 2 games ago. They've got to do almost better than that this time around. Bound with the first ball takes a lot of pressure off the batsman. He knows they don't have to chase too much, Lewis, now after the boundary first up, so he can relax a bit and just wait for something that he can recognise.
It's a deliberate ploy from George Linder to bowl that tight line to Evan Lewis. A very powerful strike off the ball through the offside. If he has to hit on the onside, he'll be hitting against the wind. Want to ensure too that you don't give him the opportunity to free his arms. Linder, Simmons right, the microscope on him. How can he go through this middle period?
Ball cage!
Finds the gap. And sweeper in the deep will cut it off. Reza Hendricks, excellent field, and always been a good fielding team, South Africa.
Yeah, and he's as quick as they get, Reza Hendricks. Very good catch, took a very good catch. Catching a Pollard, actually it was, in game number 2. They've gone very quiet, the South Africans, very quiet indeed.
Excellent delivery. It's given. Got the wicket, got the breakthrough, George Linder. A nice bit of flight, some bounce, and a good take from Quinton de Kock. First wicket falls.
Bounce is always George Linder's best friend. When he comes over the top like that, the surface is a little bit harder, he knows he gets a bit of extra bounce. Good catch by Quinton de Kock, it really was, but he knows when he's bowling well, he's bowling like that, George Linder, so he needs to get into this game, get his teeth into it. He's got a big wicket here with Simmons. 22 off 22 and 55 for 1.
Success for South Africa straight after the power play, and surprise, surprise, Jason Holder walks to the crease in that crucial number 3 position. West Indies trying different things, that element of surprise, and it certainly has surprised me. But this is the wicket-taking delivery, that bounce. Don't discount that catch. Excellent take from Quinton de Kock.
And don't discount also a little bit of turn, just enough turn, which will put a bit of a spring in the step of Linder and also Shamsi.
Off the mark immediately, Jason Holder will retain the strike. 56 for 1.
Just want to point out this green worm. After 16 overs, South Africa were well placed at 140 for 3. Then suddenly they lost all those wickets, 5 for 17, which certainly cost them, I guess, a further 20 runs at least, maybe 25, perhaps even more, who knows. But the maroon worm is neck and neck at the moment, so it's all pretty tight. There's one more knot in the worm with the green one at the same stage. And Tabraiz Shamsi in the lineup got his equal best figures actually in the last game, most economical figures actually it was, 1 for 16.
He's of course the #1 ranked T20 bowler in the world, Tabraiz Shamsi. And has that familiarity with the players in the West Indies team, having played in the CPL for a few seasons.
That 1 for 16 2 days ago. He called 1 for 16 he took in Lahore against Pakistan earlier this year, and 2 for 16 against Sri Lanka in 2019.
And just continues the tradition of wrist spinners dominating the T20 international rankings. And their importance in T20 cricket. The likes of Rashid Khan, Imran Tahir has been there before.
Samuel Badri, another one. Don't know where he is these days, but he is somewhere around the place. Who was before you, Samuel? Who was #1 in the spin department before you took over for 2 years?
I think Sunil Narayan was there before I attained those dizzying heights.
And Narayan, of course, has yet to come back into this West Indies lineup. Presumably he will do. Why is he not playing at the moment, Samuel?
I did read an interview with Karen Pollard quite recently that mentioned his lack of confidence bowling international cricket. Of course, he had some troubles with his bowling action and the scrutiny that he's undergone. So that lack of confidence has been proffered as the reason for his omission. Finds the fielder, does he? Yes, he does. A fortuitous wicket for Shamsi, but he'll take it nonetheless. And the dangerous Evan Lewis, well, he goes shortly after Lyndall Simmons.
Big scream of delight there from Shamsi. I think you realised how fortunate he got to a certain extent, because it was well hit. It was fairly flat. It was in the shadows. You've got a white kookaburra that's travelling flat and quickly from the light to the shadows. You've got to make sure there's a very, very good catcher in that region. So let's have a look at this ball as it goes through in the sunlight at this stage. Well picked up, nicely struck, and then suddenly into those shadows. Good catch from Fanadusson. And there's the scream of delight from the Magic Man. So his second wicket. His first, I should say, 57 for 2.
Shimron Hetmyer comes to the crease for the West Indies for his first bat of this T20 International Series. An opportunity for him to showcase his talent. And the reason why he's here, Evan Lewis smoked that one, but straight to the fielder. And Shamsi gets his man.
I'll take it, Georgie!
Starts with a googly, straight up Shamsi. And slip in position. Just
So Linda gets a wicket in his last over. And Shamsi straight after into the attack and also picks up a wicket. So the spinners have got a wicket each in 2 overs. 1 ball left in this. Shamsi's first, and he's only gone for 2 at this stage.
Robert. Ja, ik weet.
did have that slip in position. Perhaps trying to trick Shamron Hetmyer, who himself is a good player of spin. Leg gully. Just await the signal from the umpire. Leg by the signal. So successful over from Shamsi. 58 for 2.
Cup.
68 for 2. The South Africans were at this stage. Linda continues. First time successive overs for a bowler. Inside out from Jason Holder. Well struck. Long handle. The first boundary for him.
Not convinced about these field placings from Temba Bavuma. I would have thought that a slip is not the way to go. George Linder just starting his third over. Needs a bit more protection on the covers. Spotted by Jason Holder. Opened the blade. No dramas of driving it in the air through the cover region. Was well over the top. And also very wide of David Miller, who's a very good catcher, so he doesn't want to go straight. No slip now.
We're having a discussion before the start of play in terms of the roles of these batsmen in the West Indies team and who has that responsibility of anchoring this innings, being that glue around all of the power hitters. Suspicion was that Shamron Hetmyer could play that role, even Lyndall Simmons, once he gets past those power play overs. At this stage, it doesn't seem to be that acceptance of that responsibility. Shot from Hetmyer over extra cover. Magnificent blow. 6 for him.
Well, it's not in his DNA today, that's for sure. That was a terrific shot. Big smile from him. Also having a chat to Jason Holder. He wasn't quite at that, but he decided to still go with the shot and he hit it superbly. This is what they do in the Caribbean. That has travelled a long way. That is a very good shot.
Strikes at 158 against left arm spin in Shamron Hetmyer. Intelligent batting. Gets a single, rotates the strike.
And I guess that's what they've got to do. They don't have to stretch themselves too much. Get a boundary and then they can just work the ball around after that. 1 boundary per over. Strike rate of 133 throughout his career. This is T20 career. Jason Holder wants 2, but it's only 1. Oh, no. Markham's got a good arm, so clearly not prepared to run on that.
Yeah, and 13 runs from the over so far. Sensible batting from these two. Build a partnership 15 of 7. Just ensure that there's no panic in this batting order, batting lineup. No panic in this run chase. Call is for 2. 1 it remains. 14 runs from that over. 73 for 2. South Africa played the first 2 games with only the 5 bowlers. And breadfruit local fruit here. Excellent. Markram continues.
Yeah, 9 off his first 2. That's not ideal. I think that's gone for 10.
Really good at picking up length. Shamron Hetmeyer, too short for Markram, hitting with the wind as well. So any semblance of a good connection will always be traveling.
George Linder went for 14 in his last over. Now he's got to go and try and fetch the ball. There it is, George. Just yeah, well, there we're done. Seat number 209, 7 rows back. What a shot this was.
I was about to mention that there's an additional bowling option this time around for Temba Bavuma in Markram. But they're putting the bowler under immediate pressure with the first delivery. First delivery in the previous over, Jason Holder smashed it for 4. First delivery in this over, Hetmeyer smashes it for 6. Try to go again. Let's see if he did get some bat on that. By the signal. Just thought I heard something.
That what I also heard something. I think maybe the rattling around off the outside of the finger. Yeah, or the pouch, the glove. He's always got a finger or two that.
Jason Holder takes him on. Gets the distance. The long handle on the power from the West Indian.
I think we can safely say that they were really determined to make sure that at least one of the spinners, and when they heard Markram was playing, 2 of the spinners, were not going to tie them down today. They were going to get after him as best they possibly could, and they've done that. They're smashing Markram all over the place right now. George Linder has got the treatment. He's going at 11 runs the over. Markram's going to 14 at the moment.
Promoted in that number 3 position in Jason Holder, and given the license, one would imagine, to go after the bowling. 15 from 9.
His hand is going to be forced. He's going to have to bring Norkia and Rabada back in. He won't be able to, I don't think, give Ngidi a run at this stage because they'll just tee off against him, and he's got no confidence.
When these batsmen get off, when these power hitters get off, this West Indian team looks so destructive and dominant. Another expensive over for South Africa. 16 runs coming off it. 10 overs gone. 89 for 2.
A spirited maroon worm, just touching the green. Evidence of the acceleration we've seen by the West Indies with the bat. 30 runs in the last 2 overs. This is not what Bavuma will want from his bowlers. Extras. Already 9. Miscued. Doesn't get hold of it. A fielder settles and completes the catch. So Ngidi strikes. He's been a little bit expensive. This will do his confidence a whole lot of good.
Slower power ball from Ngidi. In no position, Jason Holder to play this one. Just skies it, and an easy catch in the end. Jason Holder goes for 16, 90 for 3.
Vice captain of the West Indies, Nicholas Puran. Similar average to his batting partner, Shimron Hetmeyer. Similar age as well, these two.
Middle, right?
Just another slower delivery, just using those variations, Ngidi. The skied, easy catch in the end.
Sliding down the leg side, surely. Leg by. Now Natalie Germanos interviewed Nicholas Puran before the start of the play today. It was quite interesting when she asked him about his role in this West Indian side. He responded by saying that his role is to pretty much set the game up for the others to come. I just feel that he has to think more about being a match winner, taking more personal responsibility in a situation, not leave it for others in this West Indian side.
A lot of questions are around these two batters, especially Hetmeyer and Puran, because there's no lack of talent within both players, but just their judgment at times has been their downfall.
They're still fairly young. And the reason why I said I was surprised is when you look at Nicholas Puran playing for Ghana Amazon Warriors, he is the man. He is the match winner with the bat. So one would expect that a similar type of mindset will be shown in T20 internationals.
He has the support. He has a lot of senior guys around him. He has the captain, Pollard, Dwayne Bravo. He has a lot of support around him.
Gets off the mark. Sometimes in a team that is so star-studded like the West Indies in T20 cricket, a young player like a Nicholas Puran or a Shimron Hetmeyer might just fall into that mindset where they feel that there are others to come, others who carry a bigger reputation, who are probably more consistent match winners. You don't really see yourself as being that person to finish the game for your team. I beg to differ. They must think about themselves as match winners, as they do in playing franchise cricket, because they're very capable, these two.
And when it comes down to selection, it's about performance. And that will be in the back of their minds.
A little more watchful by Nicholas Puran. 7 runs from the over, 96 for 3.
Off stump bumps. Off stump.
55-run partnership at the top of the innings. A different combination at the top has worked for the West Indies. Mendel Simmons playing in his first game. Now this is the critical moment in this innings. Shamsi back with the ball. South Africa would rely a lot on him to get the wickets in these middle overs. We saw 5 wickets go into spinners in that last T20 international. Significant improvement to what we saw from the first T20 international as it relates to spin. Oh. Turn on offer.
Just beaten here, Nicholas Puran.
Now Shimron Hetmyer will get a chance to face Shamsi. What will his approach be? Let's see if the field changes for the left-handed Hetmyer. Same field, no slip in play. Goes for it, get him. That's the wicket that South Africa had been looking for. And the main man strikes Shamsi.
He knows his talents, he knows his areas, he knows where he wants to get that player out. An easy catch just popped up. Hetmyer goes for 17, 97 for 4.
Well, you could sense that something was going to happen, whether it was a boundary being conceded or a wicket for South Africa. That they got the wicket of Shimron Hetmyer, just tossed it up outside the off stump. He went for it, didn't cover the ball, a little bit of turn away from him as well.
Nice, perfect.
And he's pumped up. The British Shamsi. Well, it was a spin in the last game that got rid of Nicholas Puran, Aaron Pollard, the captain, and Andre Russell South Africa will be banking on similar chain of events. Very successful over for South Africa. Wicket and 3 runs. 99 for 4. Linda and Rabada, expensive. Shamsi, 2 wickets, very economical. And he'll want more support from his fellow bowlers. Here's Rabada. He sneaks through. How unfortunate. Quinton de Kock, again the guilty person on this occasion. 4 runs given.
Seems to have come off the bat.
Hasn't had the best of time behind the stump. Quinton de Kock. Required rate for the West Indies, 8.3. Karen Pollard, Nicholas Pooran won't be feeling that pressure. Both these, they've navigated through a much higher required rate in T20 cricket, so will be about building a nice partnership, getting themselves set. You know the power that they possess. These two, Andre Russell to come.
And Fabian Allen, who had that entertaining innings with his career best.
What they'll also know is Abir Shamsi's got 2 overs left in his complement of 4. Cleaned him up. That one has gone right through Karen Pollard. He was advancing and didn't get the bat down in time. Another one for South Africa.
A Yorker length delivery here. Nice in swinger. Aaron Pollard misses, comes down and plays down wrong line. Rabada enjoys this wicket. Pollard goes for 1. 104 for 5.
.56 runs scored since the power play was completed. 5 wickets as well falling in that phase. The last, that of the skipper, was a very quick delivery, 140 kilometers per hour from Rabada. Just went all the way through Karen Pollard. Three wickets, 15 runs in this little period of dominance by South Africa with the ball.
Shamsi with 2 overs remaining and George Linder with 1 over remaining. Those spinners.
This will be a test for Nicholas Pooran. Hasn't been in good form. Had a horrible time at the recent IPL. Last match he only got 9 off 11 deliveries. Then bat in the first T20 international. Seven runs on a wicket, 106 for 5.
Only for him though.
The start for Nicholas Pooran, 10 from 11. Andrew Russell is there. That's a single. I mentioned the start of this spell from Tabraiz Shamsi as it being a very critical period in the innings. Well, he's 1 in that first over. Can he again dominate in this second over of his spell?
A lot of questions were asked as to why Markram came in to bowl. And why has George Linder bowled 3 overs already? But it's good thinking from the captain to keep Shamsi on, to keep him for these middle overs, to put pressure on West Indies batters.
Quick single taken. This is really good by Russell, just curving that aggressive instinct. Recognizing the threat that Shamsi produces. I mentioned Nicholas Pooran and his form in T20 internationals in his last 9 innings. He's only crossed 20 once.
And that can play a part on your mental preparation, your mental game. Because again, as we said, there's no lack of talent from Nicholas Pooran. He's also the vice captain of this team. So he would need to stick around and see this one home, as he said earlier on.
Once more, turn on offer for Shamsi. Bowling with real confidence here. Impeccable length so far. Safely navigates this over. 2 West Indians at the crease. Just 4 runs from the over, 110 for 5. Those three maroon dots. That's been an area of concern for Karen Pollard and his men. Very similar to what we saw in the last match. Again, a repeat happening in this one. Gets hold of this one. Andre Russell, he won't miss out.
We spoke about earlier knowing which balls to go at, which ones to play, which ones to power hit. And Andre Russell has picked this one. Full-length delivery from Rabada. Perfectly.
First 6 since the 10th over for the West Indies. Immediate pressure on Yusuf Rabada. What we saw the West Indies do quite well with the ball in that first innings was take pace off it, ball a little bit wider than normal, asking batsmen to reach for deliveries. Just like that, pace off. Attempted the run out of Uma. Was way off target. But on target for Andre Russell. Required rate jump into 9 now.
Like the fact that Rabada and most of the other pace bowlers have used their variations, Darren. I think that that was important from the first game, and they've continued to do it. Even though there are a couple extras from it, it's good to see that they're getting comfortable using those slower balls.
That's been the way to go if you're trying to contain opposition batsmen. Take pace off the ball, take it a little bit wider off. Went for the fast delivery on that occasion. Rabada, so that's been the general approach. Teams as well relying on spin. 4 wicket taking, more so South Africa. 2 wickets already for the British Shamsi, 1 for Linda.
Have to bowl that one over, Rabada.
Right, last ball in the over, already 10 conceded. What will Rabada be thinking? I'm sure he's going to aim wide outside the off stump, try and get it full, a defensive Yorker. Restrict the boundary. Take space off the ball instead. Another very good option. Good work in the field as well by Ngidi. Produces a dot delivery to end the over, 120 for 5.
48 required from 30. With 5 wickets in hand, the batting side still holds a lot of the cards, and that's the batting to come. Fabian Allen showed what he could do in the previous game. He was quite superb with the bat in the previous game, despite it being in a losing effort. So there's still a lot in the bank for the West Indies. This has been some marvellous bowling from Dwayne Shamsi. It's been really good. He's shown his versatility as well. He was first used in the 8th over and then came back in the 12th. And since then, he has just kept bowling. So he's coming towards the back end of the innings. Tough time to bowl.
Catch it, George.
Just showing his versatility in this game. Brilliant bowling from him.
And once again, he's showing why he's ranked the #1 T20 bowler in the world to be Shamsi. Mentioned before about his familiarity with the conditions here in the West Indies, having played for a number of seasons with the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. Has gotten crucial wickets as well. These 2 wickets that he's gotten here really pull things back for the South Africans. And this is where the West Indies really falter. It's either a boundary-looking option or a dot ball, all or nothing principle.
Shamsi knows it. He knows that they'll be looking for that boundary. And the more he can stop them from doing that, the frustrations will just grow for the West Indies and the error might come. Very often we've seen it being more unforced errors than anything else. It's over already, just 3 from it, 4 balls bowled. Yeah, it's well bowled.
Saw him advancing, did Dwayne Shamsi, and just pulled his length back and almost snuck through. Almost squeezed past bat and pad. And Russell did just enough to get some bat on it down the track. It would have been an easy take for Quinton de Kock, if not bold. But it really is a high-risk brand of cricket the West Indies play.
Just the single. An excellent over to end a really wonderful spell. 4 overs, 2 for 13 for Dwayne Shamsi, 124 for 5. Dwayne Shamsi has just completed his most economical spell of bowling in his T20 international career. He's playing in his 35th game and his 4 overs costing just 13 runs. And he picked up 2 wickets of Evan Lewis and Shimron Hetmeyer. So big wickets, wonderful contribution. Still work for the bowlers to do now. South Africa didn't finish that well in the previous game despite winning it. There's a lot of runs leaked towards the end. Straight down the ground. What a way to start the over.
Length from Henrik Nokia. Exactly what Andrew Russell wanted, and that power from Russell coming to the fore. Magnificently struck. He decided to go straight, which was quite important. Didn't go across the line. And starts the over with the boundary. Just look at this blue. Magnificent shot. Muscle Russell.
More power and more distance. 2 sixes in a row. Heinrich Nokia under pressure.
First one pace on, this time the slower delivery. And such is the power of the man, hitting with the wind. Listen to the sound of the bat. Really tremendous blow from Andrew Russell. 2 consecutive sixes to start the 17th over. Really dangerous power hitting team, 6 hitting team. The West Indies, 32 from 22 now.
Yeah, it changes that equation quickly, doesn't it? Just a couple of sixes. All of a sudden, it just changes quickly. Not far behind now, West Indies. Oh, it's called a wide. It's probably just over that line, and that's enough for it to be a wide.
Really covers all of his stumps, does Andrew Russell, so it asks the bowler to bowl wider because he wants to access the ball. If he bowls straight because of his power and you're hitting with the wind, it's always going to be risky. Look at where he stands.
It's gone short. It's gone up. This is not going to be an easy catch, and it's put down. One of South Africa's best fielders, and he's misjudged it a bit.
Crucial opportunity goes a begging. Andrew Russell upset with himself for trying to take that one on. Good short delivery from Henrik Nokia. And Temba Bavuma, well, always going to be tricky, always moving. In the end, barely got anything on it. Captain of South Africa, did he just drop the match?
Russell dropped on 24 by Temba Bavuma just after he's hit a couple of sixes with Heinrich Nokia under pressure. This would have been the perfect response for South Africa to take this wicket. These opportunities have to be taken in T20 internationals. There's not a lot of time to recover, especially with someone like Russell. Just misjudged that. He's such a good fielder, Temba Bavuma. He's under pressure again. You can see it. It's just not going quite right at the moment for South Africa in this over.
He's used his short delivery already. That opportunity that Temba Bavuma missed. And so he doesn't have that up his sleeve. And he knows if he bowls length, Andrew Russell is just looking to sail those deliveries over the boundary ropes. 2 deliveries left.
Maybe got away with that one a little bit. This is just some magnificent hitting. So much power in the way he swings through it. That one, the shorter ball, you can see he wasn't in the position to play the shot. And the opportunity grasped. Very interesting. The boundaries have come off the length balls. Have a look at that. 325 strike rate. When it's fuller as well, you expect him to hit it. It's shorter balls that South Africa have been targeting against Russell, and they thought they had him.
$16 runs from this over so far. 1 delivery left. How will Andrew Russell play this final delivery? Goes for the big one. This time he's gone. Magnificent catch. Aidan Markram, excellent. Just to his right, powerfully struck, but too close to him. And Andrew Russell, after scoring 16 runs in the over, departs of the final delivery.
Markram is a wonderful fielder. He's got really good hands and often fields on the boundary at this stage. Nokia and South Africa will breathe a sigh of relief after they missed an opportunity. It's really well done in the end because that was travelling. It went really quick to Markram. So given a second opportunity and South Africa take it, how will this change the game? Russell gone for 25, 140 for 6.
Ball is right
turn round.
Fabian Allen brought the fireworks in the previous game with a bat. 34 of 12 he made. Coming in at number 8 in that game as well. Now, Ngidi. Good start to the over. Fabian Allen in particular took a liking to Lungi Ngidi in the previous game.
This is the reason why he's here flat. Look at this catch. That ball might have gone for 6 had he not taken it. Eden Markram. Nicholas Puran has been there for 21 deliveries. Starts again for the opening batsmen, Lewis and Simmons. Look at that from Tabriz Shamsi. 2 for 13 from his allotment of 4 overs.
Oh, that's wonderful. Really brilliant hitting, and it was needed by Puran, who's been taking his time.
Well picked up by Nicholas Puran, hitting with the wind. We've spoken at length about batsmen targeting this region. Just too short and sat up nicely for Nicholas Puran. Hasn't had the best of times with the bat in T20 cricket. I think it's something like 2 times in his last 10 T20 internationals that he's gone past double figures. Gone past single figures rather into double figures, only twice in his last 10.
It's well bowled. It's a really good response from Lungi Ngidi. Got to stop the boundaries now. Singles will generally come at this stage. I want to try and just stop those boundaries. We're headed for an exciting finish. We've had 2 games so far. West Indies dominated that first game. South Africa fought hard in the second to level the series. Didn't go all the way of South Africa in the second game. Still things they would have wanted to work on, but it was an excellent fight back. Fabian Allen, in that game, took a real liking to Lungi Ngidi. What's he going to produce here? Who will have the last laugh? So a good look at the field. Where are his options? Ngidi went very wide of the crease there.
Yeah, given a treatment a couple of days ago, Lungi Ngidi. This time he's made the adjustment, well, at least in that previous delivery, going wide and holding length. Powerful strike off the ball, as we've seen. Really one of the talented players of the West Indies coming through, showing his worth in international cricket.
Slow ball bouncer. Dealt with quite well in the end, because now that means there's been 8 runs off this over. So that's still a decent one for the West Indies. They would want a bit more.
And 20 runs from 13 deliveries in modern day T20 cricket. That's quite gettable. And 6 wickets down. That's the issue for the West Indies. But they have 2 really accomplished batsmen out in the middle. Rely quite heavily on 6 hitting. This West Indies team, 9 sixes in this innings so far. 5 fours to go with that.
Oh, just out of reach of Ngidi. So it's a very good end to the over after that 6 was hit off the second ball. 149 for 6. We're into the penultimate over, and this is the crucial over. Still got an over left for Nokia, will bowl the penultimate over. Rabada has also got an over. Ngidi does have an over in the bag too. Slower ball. Oh no, actually that was 141. I thought that was the slower ball. Just looked like it coming out of his hand. But this is the crucial over for me. Is that you don't want to leave too much, of course, for the last over. This is where either team can put pressure on their opponents.
Absolutely right. And for both the batting and bowling teams, you want to make sure that either of you win this over and give yourself a chance for that final over. One would imagine that Kagiso Rabada will be given the responsibility of that final over. How many will he need? How many will he like to defend?
It's good from Nokia again.
We've seen Rabada in the IPL and Super Over doing really well and bowling those final overs with excellent returns. If he can get 10, 11 runs in that final over.
The call was 2. What are they going to do? They will go for the second. Brilliant running, absolutely superb.
Really fast between the wickets, these two. Fabian Allen, fleet-footed, along with Nicholas Pooran. Really sensible batting from the West Indies vice-captain, just hitting that ball in the gap, not trying to overhit it, and immediately the call was for 2. Absolutely brilliant. Natalie, how many do you think is enough for Rabada in that final over?
Oh, that helps for sure. The ball at this stage helps. 15 now needed from 8. I think South Africa would be relatively happy if they had to get away with about 4 runs off these next 2 deliveries. Give them about 11 in that last over. And it does mean that just a couple of boundaries should get the West Indies home. So still I feel the West Indies are the favourites to win this at the moment. South Africa know that a wicket will change things quickly, especially the wicket of Pooran. Oh, is he in front? Yes, he is. Joel Wilson says out. And Nicholas Pooran is so frustrated with himself, as you can imagine. Is he going to go upstairs? Yes, he is.
Copy, Joel. Review for LBW. Fair delivery, TV umpire to director. I have a review for LBW. The original decision is out. It's a fair delivery. I've checked already. Could you move on to front on for me, please? Could you assist me with Ultra Edge, please? Seems to be away from my bat, but could you just assist with Ultra Edge? Waiting on Ultra Edge, gentlemen. Ultra Edge coming up. It's a flat line, as there's a gap between the bat and the ball. Flat line. Keep rolling, flat line, and flat line. Could you go on to ball tracking, please? It's holding for ball tracking, gentlemen. Ball tracking coming up. Impact in line, pitching in line, and hitting. Joel, you will stay with your original decision of out. Could you go back to Joel and field, please? Joel, you are now on screen. Thank you.
Decision upheld from Joel Wilson. Nicholas Pooran still furious with himself. Tried to be cheeky. Goes for 27. West Indies now 153 for 7.
Dwayne Bravo walks to the crease now to join Fabian Allen. We're into the dying stages of this match, and it's getting close. The reason he's there is because of this. One went right across his stumps, and with nothing on it, he was always going to be LBW. It's just what South Africa needed. Voicing his frustration. Wonderful bowling from Nokia. Now he's got to finish this over well, and then Kagiso Rabada will have a lot in the bank for that last over. Brilliant. Absolutely wonderful. That means West Indies will need 15 from the last. 153 for 7.
Timber! You must find yourself outside, please.
15 required from the last 6 balls. Kagiso Rabada will bowl the last over as expected. We'll chat with his captain. Good thing from West Indies' point of view is that Fabian Allen is on strike, just what they would have wanted. Oh, that's starting well for the West Indies.
Well, he's gotten more runs than we would have thought in this final over to play with. Kagiso Rabada started with 15 and thought maybe it would have been 10-11 had the West Indies played that penultimate over much better than they did, but never far from drama of this West Indies team. And 14 from 6.
Has it gone through the legs? Yeah, it has. And it's good take by Quinton de Kock as well. Kagiso Rabada bowling it the last over in T20s. Done it in 31 innings, now 32. He's taken 21 wickets and an economy rate of 9.23. So with having had 15 at the start of this over, he generally in his career has come in under that by quite a way.
And as soon as Quinton de Kock had the ball in his hand, he was beckoning for it. He has his game face on, Rabada.
That's enough to get the boundary. West Indies coming back. They need a fight here. It's good from Allen.
It's marginally off Kagiso Rabada. And Fabian Allen was good enough to get enough bat on it to beat that fielder. Both the one, those fielders, both the one in the inner circle as well as the one at deep backward square. And exactly what they needed. 10 runs from 4 deliveries. A change in field now. Fine leg goes back on the boundary. Deep backward square, deep mid wicket. Long on in position on the leg side. And on the off side, just the long off. So he has to be straight, has to be on leg stump.
Gone through the legs again. If he stood still, he of course would have been wide down the leg side. But he's always backing away to the leg side.
Really excellent bowling. Bowling to his field. Kagiso Rabada following Fabian Allen. And twice he's gone through his legs. No protection on the boundary on the offside. Square off the wicket.
Aiming for the same area. A lot of protection on that boundary. They have to go for the second run. And there's the fumble on the field, so it means the second is easy. That's good from the West Indies, putting the fielders under pressure. 8 from 2.
Well, Fabian Allen, well, he needs a boundary in this delivery. He needs to get a 4 or a 6. But the way Kagiso Rabada is bowling, a misfield there from Nokia, allows Fabian Allen to get the strike once more. Big conversation between these two. So Dwayne Bravo is just giving him some confidence, offering some comforting words to go for it. He has no choice, really.
It's just what we have wanted from this series. It is level at 1-1. This one's going right down to the last ball. Still 2 games to come. And how this is setting things up. Oh, that's it again. It's just about got a hat-trick now through the legs in the server.
Well, the game is done and dusted, barring an illegitimate delivery from Kagiso Rabada, but excellent final 2 overs. Henrik Nokia previously, and then Rabada holding his nerves wonderfully. And again, the West Indies have foiled another run chase. Maybe they'll have to rethink that strategy of winning the toss and bowling first. Their batsmen certainly have folded under the pressure, under scoreboard pressure, but brilliance once again from the South African bowlers.
Just what I was actually going to ask you about was it the right decision at the toss to have a field first? We know they prefer to field first, but did the situation dictate that? He's going to put that into the crowd, but unfortunately for the West Indies, it's just not enough. It came so close towards the end. A good fight from Fabian Allen again towards the end of an innings, but South Africa have taken a 2-1 lead in this 5-match series. It went right down to the end. A thrilling match between these 2 teams that so far seem very evenly matched at the moment.